Moonfall, which is the latest movie from Mrs. Holly
Tell him
Berry.
what's about. Tell him what's it about.
Oh man, it's about the moon falling, guys. If you didn't know, that's what it's about. But if you want a more defined one, the world stands on the brink of annihilation when a mysterious force knocks the moon from its orbit and sends it hurling towards a collision course with Earth. With only weeks before impact, NASA executive Joe Fowler teams up with a man from her past and a conspiracy theorist for an impossible mission into space to save humanity. All right, Jason, what was your thoughts on Moonfall?
They had to say Hugh the manatee.
Yeah. I feel like that. I feel like I added that twist on there for him.
Moonfall. All right. My initial reaction to Moonfall is Roland Emmerich. Stop. Please stop. Yeah, this movie is so there's a type the disaster movie. It's fun. It's a fun genre where bad things happen to good people, to the world, and somehow some plucky set of group of people are somehow able to save the world from some sort of world-ending event. If the moon got as close to the planet as it did in this movie, we all be dead. There would
Mhm.
be no plucky team of and I guess this is where the point where it's like it's so outlandishly stupid, yet they play it so earnestly that there's no way for me to believe this movie should happen. Like if this was just a huge joke and everything was just like slapstick and fun, I would have probably been more fun along the lines of this. But they really try to like do the science thing on this and trying to make this, like, oh, the moon's a mega structure or some dumb shit like that with all sorts of the only person that knew was the one conspiracy theory white guy. So basically your main character is like Alex Jones. So yeah, Alex Jones is right, guys. Um, every character in this sucks. They're as one dimensional as possible. You have the lovable, and they all have like some sort of like detrimental family life, which is all funny, I guess, to get us to root for them. Like
Mhm.
Samwise, not Samuel Tarley's character, I don't know the actor's name, is the lovable super genius who figured this out, even though he's underachieving and he can't even get to work on time at a burger job. But he was somehow able to figure out that the moon is not only hollow, but or getting closer, but it's also a super mega structure with a white dwarf in it, which still doesn't make any sense. Because if there's a white dwarf that close to our planet, we would not be here. Right? And then you have the uh, failed astronaut, or once a hero, now disgraced hero astronaut, whose son is uh, just doing all the shit because his parents got divorced. Yeah, and now he's a grown up, and now he's acting out, even though he's running from cops and has drugs in his car. His dad's like, "Oh, that was his friend's drug. If it was me and Jason in that car, both of us still going to jail.
Oh yeah, yeah,
They don't
yeah,
care who the drugs is. Oh, y'all
yeah,
both in the car? Y'all both going to jail. All right. There's
yeah,
no, oh, we're sending the bail healing. And it's like the most egregious thing for me. It's the most
the
egregious thing.
most. Okay.
The most egregious thing. It's not all the stupid shit. Not all like the fact that like this whole entire thing is like, ooh, us versus AI that they couldn't figure out how to kill after a billion years. But I always like make the stepdad to just die for no reason. And I don't give a shit about spoilers because I don't like this movie. But like y'all, like Hollywood, stepdads are good people. I had a stepdad, he's a good man, you know, treated me as kindly. And like this stepdad, even though the dad hates him, the stepdad bought his son a car, got him an apartment. Like he's trying to like, raise this child who's just a dick for no reason, you know. And it's just like there was nothing original about this. Like the ending was completely Armageddon. Uh the whole setup of the third act was completely Independence Day without all the fun jingoism. Everything else was, just a bad take on 2012, which is already pretty bad. And it's just like it was boring. It wasn't fun. There was no fun here for me. And that's the problem. That's the problem. That's the main problem. Is there's no fun here for me. If this was a little bit sillier and like, had a little bit more than just Samuel Tarly as the comic relief, I probably would have liked it more, but no. No.
Man, oh man, these are the shows that I live for. Because I know you guys watch these shows with us, and like I feel like 80% of the time we agree on things, maybe a difference on why we like or dislike it, but usually we agree if we like or dislike for majority of it. Our scores around here, but Moonfall, just like Halloween Kills, I guess it's going to divide us just like once again. So let me start off by saying this. Similar to Halloween Kills, I pretty much agree with everything Jason said, except for that it wasn't fun. But everything else, I pretty much almost agree with 100%. But I fell over the moon for this movie because this is a dumb winter blockbuster. Is that a thing? A winter blockbuster?
No, this is not a winter blockbuster. This is a dead release. They released it when no one wants to go in to see it because they knew this movie sucked.
And you're correct. This movie is Independence Day mixed with 2012. The movie hits all the typical points that isn't a disaster movie. Government doesn't believe. Now they know they have proof. Now they're going to get this ragtag group to go stop this. Some drama between the group because they haven't really resolved their issues. Yes, you are completely right. All of it is paint by numbers. You know, people on the ground are trying to escape natural disasters, but it's a focus group of like main characters that somehow just seem to always get away at the nick of time before the disaster gets them. Yes, you are not lying, and I cannot say it's not all in this movie. But I will say this: I don't care for the twist, quote unquote, of like what's causing this thing and what that means to like the generations of our society. Like,
it don't make no damn sense. That's why.
Miss me on that one. But I will say this: when you get Patrick Wilson and Halle Berry and John Bradley, which is
that's his name.
They are very entertaining together. Like all the scenes when they're in the spacecraft together, I was enjoying myself there. I like the dynamic, but it wasn't like this. They didn't hold on to the bickering stuff between Patrick Wilson and Halle Berry's character long. It was like they did it at the beginning, and then it was like, hey, we got something bigger. Let's keep it moving. And even they had some like, I hate to say, like some heartful moments of like, you know, oh yeah, I checked it. It was Bless the Rains in Africa. Like it's some like a good callback. It's some moments in it I thought that were, yes, it was cheesy, but they didn't have to put it in the movie. And I thought it made the movie more enjoyable. Because let's be real, Patrick Wilson's a great guy to watch on screen. I know people may feel about Halle Berry, but when Halle Berry can do something where she doesn't have to overact, she does a really good job with it. And let's be real, John Bradley is really good. And almost everything you see him in, he's always consistent. And this role that he took, I know, as you says, the Alex Jones conspiracy guy was right. It wasn't even that, like
he's a likable guy. Alex Jones.
I was going to say it wasn't that he was a conspiracy guy because he was right about everything. So it wasn't a conspiracy guy. And he actually had his proof of why things were the way it was. And I know we have flat earthers that have proof. And as people that are listening to this, I'm doing, you know, the finger quotation one. I get it. But like it can't be a conspiracy when it's all true. So I thought that was pretty, but yeah, them together on the screen was really, really good. Now, yes, the issues. We talked about this paint by numbers. Look, I don't care nothing about them kids.
No.
I wish, honestly, I wish that kid scene would have been, if you're gonna give us this kid stuff, that car chase scene is dope. I don't care what you say, Jason. That car chase scene was really good and fun in this movie. And I wish that it would have ended with them getting to the base and I never had to see them kids again. And I know it's a meme like F them kids. Yeah, F them kids, man. I don't need to see that. Also, my biggest beef is too, why are you going to do Mike Pena like that, bruh?
Exactly.
Like that. And I ain't talking about the stepdaddy stuff. I'm just saying it just in general. Like, don't do my dude like that. Why come he couldn't, hey, take some breaths in. Now hold your breath. Take some breaths in. All right.
They don't even think about him again. They go out there to go find him and don't even think about going to find him after the tree came. They're like, yeah, he dead. We don't even need to find his body.
It couldn't be that bad of a stepdaddy. He brought your kid a car. You two busy trying to fix it in the garage. He already had your kid hooked up.
Yeah, anyway. Why are you mad at him? He's taking care of your kid better than you.
Yes. So why I enjoy this movie? Because it's big, it's dumb, and there's CG to the max and all that. But I will say this: one of the reasons I enjoyed this movie is because going into it, the Duke of All Nerds told me this was going to be god awful, and so I was expecting like a turd on screen, and what I got was nah, just a regular movie that was like, hey, this ain't good enough to go up against regular summer blockbusters, but against nobody, this is pretty enjoyable.
We might
And
get
for
some
me, I
money.
was like, so when I'm telling people to go see this movie, lower your expectations and just go in with it's a big, dumb CGI movie. If you're one of those guys, like the Duke, who actually cares about science, wrong movie. Treat this science like you would treat Transformer science. That's how you treat this science.
None of this shit makes sense. None of it.
Treat this science like you would treat Independence Day science. Like,
hey,
treat this
at least
science
Independence Day, they had like a spaceship that could go blow up. I don't know.
yeah, but I'm saying treat the science as in, hey, if they believe this works, then I believe it works. Don't be like, well, technically, the gravitational pull. Hey, look here, man.
Look,
it works.
You have the moon come up here and scrape the surface of the earth, and y'all just like, oh yeah, we all be all right.
So for me, yes, I will admit everything Jason said is correct, but I enjoyed this. Halfway through this movie, I tapped the associate I was watching it with, and I go, hey, is it just me? But I'm actually enjoying this movie. And he goes, yeah, it's not good, but it is enjoyable. And so I was like, okay, I thought it was just me because I'm like having a good time watching this. You didn't linger on any too much stuff at the beginning. You kind of jump right into it. And then the tension build. Now, the stuff with the government, I get it. It had to be there because they added another ticking time clock for them. They're like, oh,
which is that ticking time.
Let's stop this before they do this. And how that resolve is kind of, but with all this being said, look, I enjoyed it. Would I tell you to rush out to the theater to see this? No. But as soon as it hits streaming, I say you're all here for it. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing does great numbers in streaming that I won't do in the theater.
It probably will.
Because I think it's just that enjoyable of a movie that if I don't got to pay, I can enjoy it.
There's one thing.
Go ahead, Jason, as I give my school.
There's one thing they need to stop doing, though. It's just saying, oh, the military, oh, we're just going to shoot nukes at it. Like, they smart enough to know, like, at this point, that nukes aren't going to do shit to a lot of things. Like, nukes don't really do stuff to, like, big bodies and shit. It does stuff to us. Yeah, we'll die in nukes. But, like, the Earth is going to be fine. And, like, asteroids, they don't give a shit. Like, we figured that out in Armageddon. Like, just nuking it with one, just sending it won't help. And so stop writing that plot line in the disaster movies because that's dumb. Especially against the fucking moon. If we shot every nuke the United States had at the fucking moon, you know what's gonna happen? Nothing. The moon's still gonna be there. True. If we send every single nuclear missile that we have at the moon, nothing's going to happen to the moon. Except that nuclear waste is gonna rain down and it's gonna be great for us because we're all gonna die. So stop writing that shit in. Okay. Stop.
No, but again, I enjoyed this movie. And you know, it's funny because after I left, I was like, man, I really feel like I should crap on this movie because it is so much things that are wrong with it. But I'm like, I left with a quasi smile on my face. It was like, it could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse.
You're right.
So let's go right into it. I mean, Jason, what are you giving Moonfall?
1.5.
1.5. All right.
Out of 5. Because Samuel Tarly is delightful.
Right. Look, I'm gonna give it a 3, man.
Jesus Christ. That hurts my skin. That makes my skin crawl.
I enjoyed this movie. It was, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of those big 90 summer blockbuster actioneers where going into
like Independence Day.
yeah. I mean, but I feel like, and I know, okay, I'm about to say it because I know it's gonna be blasphemous for some. I feel like this movie's better than Independence Day.
Oh, that's you lying. You definitely lying to your teeth. I don't know what you're going.
Movie by a mile.
I don't know what you're on right now.
Let's just call it what it is.
No. Everybody in that movie is fucking phenomenal. Jeff Goldblum is fucking phenomenal.
Like I said, it's not a good movie.
It's not a good movie, but they make it. Oh man, no, I don't know if I can do this no more. This is not better than that. This is no way.
Hold on. We gonna have the Will Smith storyline that ain't really developed at all. Trash. You got, because Will Smith is great. We forget that the storyline's trash.
Randy Quaid is great. Freaking
Hold on.
Bill Paxton or what the other one? What's not Bill
storyline
Paxton?
trash.
It's not Bill Paxton. It's the other guy.
Yeah. Well, I know he's Bill, Phil, William. Anyway,
Either way, as the president, that speech.
Vivica's Fox's storyline trash. You forget about the other storyline of Madam Secretary or Madam First Lady.
The First
trash.
Lady. Great.
All these
she died.
There's 3 storylines of complete trash in that movie.
They're all great.
Will Smith is so much fun, and he has a great speech. And Jeff Goldblum is America's sweetheart. We
Jeff
accept the
Goldblum.
movie.
Will Smith is fun, even though he's bordering on coonery there. The Randy Quaid storyline is fun. All right, yeah. Vivica Fox is like, yeah. There's no way that she ends not surviving this with her stupid kid from the baby Nikki from Fresh Prince. They all dead, but they did survive. And I don't know how people are just like, oh yeah, I know where Area 51 is. Let's all go.
Right.
It's over there.
And I even forgot about the kids in the RV thing.
Oh yeah,
that gets better as the movie goes on. But half that movie, that storyline's garbage.
The only point of that storyline is the fact that to make Randy Quaid's death mean something.
Right.
Oh, yo, he's got kids, and like, oh, he's gonna commit freaking
your dad's a hero. Like, get the fuck. All right. Anyway, we're going to save a debate about Independence Day another day. We'll just say that
I will definitely give you Independence Day 2 is a terrible movie.
Oh yes, it's god awful. Do you hold on? Independence Day 2 or Moonfall?
Jeez. Oh man, now you put me on the spot here. This is hard. See, I have to say Moonfall is better because they did not put there was no major black character they put on the back burner for Liam Hemsworth in Moonfall.
Day After Tomorrow or Moonfall?
Day After Tomorrow. Jake Gyllenhaal's a national treasure. I don't care what Taylor Swift have to say.
All right, 2012 or Moonfall?
Also 2012 because John Cusack's national treasure. I don't care what Taylor Swift has to say.
I don't care what Taylor Swift has to say. I think that's Joan that she got. Anyway, okay. Here's the other one. Okay, I got one for you then. Geostorm or Moonfall?
Oh no, Moonfall. Geostorm is just as fucking dumb though. But Moonfall is at least.
What's the movie? Is it called Next with Nicolas Cage?
Oh, where he can only perceive like a few seconds in the future.
Right. Next or Moonfall?
I would go with Next because they actually end with a rolled ending.
I actually do like Next a lot too, so I'm gonna call it Next as well. War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise or Moonfall?
Tom Cruise War of the Worlds. That was fun as hell.
Yeah, that was a really great movie. Okay. I think the only last I know some people are probably yelling at this thing like, oh, name this one. The only one I think
Armageddon over Moonfall.
What's up?
I said Armageddon over Moonfall.
Oh, for sure.
I don't even like Michael Bay like that.
Just because of animal crackers alone. And Bruce Willis looking at Ben Affleck sideways, and the fact that Ben Affleck asks the most important question of any movie of all time, so that should automatically win.
None of this shit makes sense.
Right. I'm trying to think of anyone I could think of, any more disaster flicks I could think of that are quasi bad that we would put in there. I can't think of anyone, so I guess we'll just, unless you got one.
San Andreas. That one's
The Rock. Come on, we know we're going to root for The Rock before we.
2012 was pretty bad too, because like y'all ain't surviving that shit. Come on. And then also killed his stepdad in that one too. The stepdad go the whole entire way, and he get killed too.
He must.
Roland Emmerich I think Roland Emmerich's stepdad must have hit him or something. Like,
right.
Beat him up. He's like, now I got stepdads in all my movies, and every last one of the motherfuckers is dead.
It's like the mothers in Disney movies.